Hi, so I wanted to talk to you about vintage lenses and adapting them for modern cameras. So as some of you will know who've been watching my channel and seeing some of the videos that I put out, I just switched from Canon to the Sony a6500 as my main weapon of choice for videography. And what I found is that there is not a huge array of lenses in the E-mount range. And so for video stuff and being on a low budget, what I wanted to do was find some old lenses like this that I can use for videography to give me a slightly different feel to a modern lens, but also allow me to stop down to something like 1.8 for that nice depth of field shot if and when I need it. So what I did was I went out and I picked up some of these old lenses. For example, this one that we're going to focus on mainly, excuse the pun, is the Pentacon, and it's a f1.8 lens. And it looks like this. So this is a lens that I picked up in a charity shop. Probably set me back around 15 or 20 pounds, so say $30, along with a camera body that it came with. These things are what you call an M42 mount. They're a screw mount. Looks like this. And they're about this big. To make these work on your modern camera, so like I said, I'm using the Sony Alpha, which is an E-mount or NEX mount as it's otherwise known. You need this adapter. Now I've purchased the K&F Concept adapter. So this thing probably set me back, I think, between 15 and 20 pounds as well, but obviously it takes anything with that mount. So to me, really worth the investment. But one thing that I really hate about any kind of video like this is that it often just shot on a totally different lens, so it's not really giving you an idea of what that looks like. So without further ado, what I'm going to do is change from the lens that you're looking at, which is the small Sony 20mm pancake lens, and switch over to using this on the camera so that you can see what it looks like. Okay, so we are back with the Pentacon lens now attached. So obviously totally different frame that you're looking at right now. And that's because obviously this is a 50mm lens. The one I was using before was the Sony E-mount pancake lens. So like I said before, this is something where I really want you to be able to see what it's like to see some nice 4K footage from a modern camera through these adapted lenses. But anyway, let's take a look at some more shots with this camera that aren't just me doing a piece to camera, because I want you to get a feel for what these lenses give you that's different to a modern lens. The lenses you can really just find all over the place. So they're in your charity shops, as we say in the UK, they're in your thrift stores in the US, and you can pick up these things relatively cheaply. And what you'll find is that if you're looking at a bunch of old cameras, typically there'll be this M42 mount, or they might be the old school Canon mount, for example. A lot of people favor the Canon FD 50mm lens, which goes down to 1.4. It's a little bit fuzzy at 1.4, but if you stop it back to f2, it's really nice and sharp. That's a great lens for adapting. And you know, you can pick up different adapters for different mounts. You'll see that they're often attached to these big chunky metallic old school film cameras. This particular one, the Helios 44M, is from an old Zenit camera, and I picked that up in a charity shop somewhere, I think maybe for about £20 for the whole thing. You could just toss away the body if you want to. I keep them around because they're nice little kind of photographic artifacts from the past. They're really cool. And these things, you really don't have to worry about damaging them. You can buy a lens cap for them. This is a 58, for example. But what you should be aware of and what you should look out for when buying these vintage lenses is damage to the glass. I mean, that's pretty straightforward when you're buying any secondhand lens, but these things are not just, you know, smudges or scratches on the outer lens itself. You're also looking out for signs of mold and cloudiness in the lens glass as you go through. So do take a look through the glass in these things. Make sure that you're not just throwing away money on the next one you found after you watched this video. You got excited and you went out and you said, there's one of those lenses, I can adapt that, let's go. Which is what I did when I discovered them back when I was shooting with Canon, for example. So really do look out for any signs of mold, infestation in these things. and then just wait it out. Don't pick up one of those. You can get them serviced and repurposed, but honestly, there's so many out there that it's worth just waiting till you find a slightly better looking one. And if you're dealing with a seller on eBay, drop them a line, ask if there's any signs of mold, anything like that, and make sure that they're being totally upfront with you about that. But generally speaking, I think, as you can see from some of these shots, you're looking at quite a different look and feel from some of the modern lenses. And that's why I do think it's worth picking these things up. So give it a go. Tell me what you think in the comments below, and show me if you go and make any kind of videos with these lenses. Tell me what kind of lens you picked up, and let me know what kind of experience you had. And I hope you have fun. Thanks for watching.